Thank you all for your advice, and a special shout-out to those who decided to send me inappropriate DMs. Seriously, read the room. Things have gotten a bit intense, so let me clarify a few points I didn't cover in my original post. First off, I trust my boyfriend completely. Even if I didn't, our apartment is large enough that I know where he is at all times. A lot of you asked when he told me about my flatmate's confession. He shared it a couple of hours later. He was worried I wouldn't believe him or would get angry. Initially, he thought it was a weird joke that made him uncomfortable, and he felt understandably weirded out. I agree with many of you that her continued touching is harassment. Some suggested he confront her directly, but I empathize with how difficult it is to handle such a situation. It's not easy to navigate those moments when someone crosses a line, especially when you're unsure if it's happening. He's not on our lease, and I get why he was concerned about the power dynamics in the house. Her room is a mini granny flat, and she pays a larger share. I also don't think, as some suggested, that this was a hypomanic episode. I have bipolar disorder myself, and while I understand the love rush, she didn't show any other behaviors typical of that. Plus, she never tried to contact my boyfriend outside of the inappropriate touching. So, here's what happened next. Yesterday, after a few tense days of avoiding her, my boyfriend and I were in the kitchen for breakfast while she was in the living area. I went to our bathroom, which is just off the main space, to brush my teeth. When I walked back out, I caught her sidling up to my boyfriend, who was looking in the fridge. I saw her run her hand across his lower back, where his shirt had ridden up. My boyfriend, who didn't see me, yelped loudly and lost it. He yelled at her to stop. When they both saw me, he started saying, "You see, this is what I was talking about." I was furious, pure, body-shaking anger. It was clear she realized he had told me about her behavior, and she sprinted to her room, slamming the door behind her. My boyfriend and I went for a walk to cool down. He kept apologizing for not being more firm, but he was shaken up. Some of you suggested I confront her directly, and in that moment I totally agreed. I was so angry for him. He thought it would be better to handle it diplomatically. I appreciated your points about lockdown being a factor, and I was willing to believe there was some naivete and fantasy involved. I wanted to be kind to her. When we returned with a plan, we knocked on her door, but she wouldn't answer. We tried a couple of times, but she ignored us, even though she was seeing my WhatsApp messages. By late afternoon, I was over it. I knocked and told her I was coming in. I sat her down on her bed and told her firmly, but gently, that her behavior was inappropriate and making us uncomfortable. I said she needed to get over herself if she planned to continue living with us. She burst into tears, saying she was so sorry and how she was a bad person. Then she said, "It's just so unfair that the guy I'm in love with has a really great girlfriend." Reader, I lost it. Unfair? My ass. I told her she had a lot of growing up to do and that she owed us an apology. She started having a full-on meltdown, hiccuping and crying. And then, when I stood up to leave, I spotted my shirt hanging in her clothes rack. I took it and went back to my room. She cried loudly with her door open until 7 p.m., which felt like a cry for attention. I finally cracked and used our emergency contact sheet to call her mom, telling her she needed to come pick up her daughter. I had never met this woman, but the look of annoyance and embarrassment on her face when she arrived told me this wasn't the first time her daughter had acted out like this. My flatmate quickly quieted down when she realized her mom was there. They didn't say anything to us, and we just hid in our room until they left. I think she'll be gone for a while, but I texted her to let her know it would be best if she contacted me before coming back. I'm not sure when I'll see her again. Our lease ends in August, so my boyfriend and I think we can manage to find someone new. If not, it's not long until we can resign without her. As a side note, my boyfriend mentioned that if she took one blouse, maybe she took other stuff too. I know some of you might think it's an invasion of privacy, but I went back in to check her clothes rack. I found a set of my jeans, my t-shirt, one of my boyfriend's work shirts, a vinyl I own, my charm bracelet from childhood, and a sheet of my old antidepressants. This was just what was on display. I can only imagine what else is in her drawers. I'm not sure if it was the right thing to do, but I left them there for now because I don't want any doubt about her stealing them. There's no way she can continue living here. Honestly, I hope she gets help. I'm really angry and feel violated, as does my boyfriend. But I can empathize with the chaos that uncontrolled mental health issues can cause. It's still wrong, but it's tough to see someone lose friends over it. TLDR, my flatmate who told my boyfriend she was in love with him turned out to be a thief. Yikes. P.S. Our mutual friend mentioned that another friend from school heard a rumor my flatmate told people she had leukemia. Yikes.